This morning, there are new details on the Osama bin Laden raid. The New York Times is reporting the Navy SEALs were braced for a possible fight with Pakistani police or even the Pakistani military. President Obama insisted the commando team be large enough and powerful enough to fight its way out of Pakistan. David Sanger is the chief Washington correspondent for the New York Times. He joins us from Washington by phone. Welcome.
Thanks, Carol.
So David, if these Navy SEALs had come under attack by the Pakistani military, they would have returned fire?
That is what we've heard, that the president actually altered the plan about 10 days before the commando raid, so that two additional helicopters, which were going to stay over the border in Afghanistan, avoid going into Pakistan, would actually go in with the two helicopters that actually landed at the compound. And the idea was that these helicopters, these backup helicopters, could get there quickly if there was a firefight or some other kind of problem. Well, there was no firefight with Pakistani soldiers or police, fortunately. But, of course, there was a problem. One of the first helicopters, a hard landing, and had to be destroyed. And it was one of these backup helicopters that ended up coming in to take those commandos away.
Right, so it's a handy they had the extra helicopters there anyway. But it sort of makes you pause to think, what if the Pakistani military had opened fire on American troops, essentially? It would have been like I mean, it's just hard to think about.
You would have seen an American conflict with an allied force. And this has always been the problem with Pakistan, and always been the problem when the president makes a decision to go in unilaterally into what is basically a friendly country's territory. Now, the instructions that the American Commando Squad had was avoid confrontation at all cost with the Pakistanis. But the president recognized, according to the sources we've talked to, that even if, say, Admiral Mullen, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, had gotten on the phone with his equivalent, General Kiani, in Pakistan, and said, "Don't worry, these are our forces," there may not have been enough time to avoid a confrontation.
Fascinating article. David Sanger, thank you for joining us this morning. And if you want to